was nothing new and nothing surprising about Laquan McDonald. The murder, captured on video, forced everyone to see what some people didn't want to believe.
Communities across the city of Chicago have known for decades that our system of policing in Chicago is badly broken. The release of the Laquan McDonald video really brought us to a decision point as a city. Were we going to take this issue head on and really do the hard work that had been neglected for decades, or were we going to let that opportunity pass us by?
In a lot of communities, there's very little trust in the police department, and when that trust doesn't exist, the police department can't do the job that it's supposed to do. So one idea that emerged was to create a bigger role for community members in oversight of the police department.
It really started with working with community members to figure out what are your concerns, how do we engage with you in that process.
There were deeply engaged community members who showed up day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year to identify what the big issues were and begin to lay out the broad vision.
There was a lot of robust engagement in order to get to this point, but it really started with community.
A big part of BPI was our policy experience and our legal experience, and then we help guide this process with these dozens, sometimes hundreds of people participating to say, what would you like to see changed?
I like to think of the work that we do as being a megaphone. They already have their voices. We're just providing some equipment. Attempting to alter the status quo does not happen overnight. We had to go back and forth with aldermen, with different stakeholders, because it's ensuring that not only are we supporting community and having their voice heard, we are allowing that voice to have weight.
Literally every single thing that made its way ultimately into the ordinance was something that was mulled over at great length in meeting after meeting with people from neighborhoods across the city. The ordinance does two things. It creates a citywide body that's going to have all sorts of powers to make systemic police reform. And it also is going to establish within each police district new elected bodies that are going to play a very important role bringing about reform at the district level.
If you are someone on the ground and you have an issue, you can go to your district council member and say, hey, we need to come up with a solution to what we're seeing happening.
They will be working within each police district to engage with police department leadership and to focus on public health and public safety in those districts, but to have an agenda that is community driven.
So that happens at the district council level. And then at the citywide level, we have commissioners who are weighing in on important things like policy.
Right now, police department policy is made 100% by the police department internally. There's no requirement that there be any kind of public engagement in the process. The commission will have the ability to make police department policy.
We want to make sure that what's happening at the city level is informed by what's happening on the ground.
It's been a long journey to get to the point where we are voting on this ordinance.
I was in tears the whole time. It was a very powerful moment.
It was really incredible.
Alderman Laspada.
Aye.
And it was extraordinary to see just how elated people were.
It's hard to get 26 votes in city council and to end up with 36. It made the long nights, the sleepless nights, the tears, it made it all make sense. The real work comes now. What does it look like to build what community has imagined? That's going to be more conversations, that's more innovative thought processes, and more long nights.
This is really the beginning now of the possibility and the potential that this ordinance holds for the city of Chicago.
We believe that the ordinance is really going to be transformational, and it never in a million years would have happened without the participation of many thousands of people from across the city working in all kinds of ways to make it happen.
I may be an attorney, I may have Esquire behind my name, but I'm still a Black woman. And we have a long way to go, but if I were to have a vision, it would be a mother not being scared to send her children out.